country would evolve, they did what they thought was best. The country experienced a period of economic boom that was brought about by the discovery of oil and then series of military interventions, the legacy of which has continued to plague our governance system today. Since the advent of the Fourth Republic, the quality of governance has more or less continued to rapidly deteriorate, a trend that has brought the country to its current deplorable state, which is evident in all of the things that we can see around us. And the one that we can put our fingers on very clearly is terrorism, banditry, because at the root of all of these social ills is poor governance. And this is what we are grappling with right now. So the current state of affairs in our country should not be surprising to discerning hearts that have been watching how successive leaders and administrations have continued to fail in their responsibilities. It's actually been a trend. And I will always say this, that looking at our trajectory over the years, for me, it is not surprising that we are where we are today. A nation does not fail in a day. A nation does not just break down in a day. It's actually, accumulation of decisions being made on a daily basis, including policies. While it's always easy to put the blame on the doorstep of the leaders at all levels, we cannot turn blind eyes to the role and the place of the citizens in the deplorable state of affairs of our nation. I personally do not believe any country can develop beyond the quality of the values and principles that its people subscribe to. In other words, we have to start accepting responsibility, collective responsibility for the way things are in our nation. It is not just about our leaders. It is not just about the president. It's not just about those in the National Assembly. We have to come to that place where we accept responsibility, both as citizens and as leaders, as a collective, for the way things are. Because until there is that sense of collective responsibility, we will not be able to fashion a new way forward. Because as long as we continue to have people you can blame, it is easy for you to jettison your own responsibility or the role that you have to play. And so it is this premise that informed the theme of this year's edition of Faith and Governance. We at Feast Africa are excited that we have someone in the capacity and standing of Dr. Sam Amadi to present the keynote address. We will also be using this opportunity to present my new book, 40 Life Lessons at 40. A compilation that is intended to serve as a tool for and as a testimonial of personal transformation. Coincidentally, I remember when we had the first edition of Faith and Governance, there was also a book that was presented, and the book was titled Faith and Governance, Politics and Spirituality in Nation Building. And so this time around as well, we have a book that's also being presented. And so I am grateful to have here in our midst Mr. Soji Adeniyi and Professor Victor Duga, both of whom I consider outstanding Nigerians that would be reviewing and presenting the book respectively. Once again, you are all welcome. I enjoin all of you to contribute to the discourse during the Q&A session. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Pastor. I want to recognize the presence of Dr. I like calling him Dr. Tokpe Fashua, Abundant Renewal Sir, please, if you don't mind, can you come to front? Yeah, okay. Okay, you're welcome, sir. Uncle Soji, we are calling you up here this morning. And Uncle Soji is coming, right? Okay, for our book review. How many of you have bought a copy of the book? Okay, nobody is going out if you have not bought a copy of the book. Sir, you're welcome. Thank you.
Wow. It's a beautiful morning, isn't it? Let me start by recognizing the presence of my friend and former presidential candidate, Dr. Tokwe Fashua. He just likes to be called Tokwe Fashua. So, Tokwe, it's nice having you in the room. And nation builders are not in short supply in Nigeria. Our biggest challenge is in putting them to good use. So I challenge you this morning to begin to think along those lines. When Pastor Fred tried to reach me severally, I was wondering why I saw missed calls on 2 of my phones, which is very unlike him. And I was somewhere in Port Harcourt, so I picked it late in the evening and I said, I'm returning the call. He said, oh, I forgot that you asked me to always call the MTN line, that's the easiest way to reach. And I said, well, I think something is going on. Why are you in particular trying to reach me? And he said, oh, I want you to block off today, which is this date. That was